So I've just done this thing that I thought was kind of fun. I followed a YouTube tutorial on how to make a medieval paintbrush out of 2 crow's feathers. So this is the shaft of a crow's feather with all the fuzzy stuff taken off with a knife. And this is the end, the hollow part of another one, a second one. And this is the very tip, so that the shaft part is at the thinnest part, and it's got a nice point at the end. I'm only doing this with one. I have to hold the camera with the other hand, so I'm going to try to do this with one hand. So what you do is you take the thin end of the shaft of the tube and you stick that in there like this until you kind of have it come out the other end. This is not very good. Sorry. No quality video. And push it through very gently so you don't disrupt the feathers too much. Come on, go in there. Okay, so there it is, right? I've already used this a couple of times, so it's gonna be a little hard to get through. So I used this, which is a porcupine quill that I also found on one of my walks. I used the blunt end to just poke it through. And then it comes out the other end, see? And then you give it a little pull. Grab it with your fingernails. Pull until you've got a point. Whoops, not too far. A point, see? And there you go, that's your brush point. A little bit more exposed. There. And then you take the shaft of this one and the cord for your crappy phone with the very old battery falls out. Okay, so this is the pointy end of the crow's feather, and I shaved it down a little bit to make it thinner. And then you just take this, right? And you stick it on the end like this. Come on. So, how does that work? And you've got a medieval paintbrush. Cool, eh? And they actually did this. This is how you did it. And you know, if you ever look at these manuscripts, these illuminated manuscripts, you see often they've got a capital letter like this one, and they'll have all these super duper little fine little scroll work lines all around it, creating a kind of decorative, doodad. And this is what they used to make those ultra fine lines. I've been trying to make those stupid things with pens, with dip pens, nib. And I have been failing to get the right consistency for a very, very fine line. So watch this. See, this is ultramarine paint. This is just egg tempera paint with ultramarine pigment and a little bit of egg medium and distilled water. And here's what it can do. So watch this. Been practicing a little bit. And I'm not very good at it, so don't laugh. Look at that incredibly fine line. It's very wobbly. But there just isn't a commercial brush that can do a line that thin. I think this is going to solve a lot of problems. You don't need very much spring. It's actually really pretty soft. I guess it's about the equivalent softness of a squirrel brush, which is pretty soft. But look how fine you can get these lines. Wow. I just can't imagine any brush at all being able to do this. And just think of that, eh? A technique that people used for, I don't know, probably thousands of years, being better than anything we can produce today with a synthetic or even with natural materials. You know, they're just, I don't know, I don't think there's any kind of brush at all that can do a line this fine that we can manufacture. It's just amazing. So, we learned a new thing. Pretty neat, huh?